How everybody doing? Baby back in the kitchen today. Gonna cook a little shrimp and grits. Haven't had it in a good little while. Got me some fresh Gulf shrimp and a few of the fixing that goes along with it. First, I'd like to give a shout out to Christian Dior on Facebook for my nifty jean apron. Nice. Appreciate the hard work on it. I love the designs. I got two more, and she is keeping me in style in the kitchen. So here we go. So for our ingredients for today, we're gonna have some Parmesan and cheddar cheese and some chicken stock for our grits. Also, we're gonna have our fresh Gulf shrimp peeled in the vein. Got our bacon. Got our chopped up bell peppers, our orange red. I have celery, onion, and green bell pepper as well. And then I have garlic, chopped up garlic. Have some butter here, salted butter, a little flour to help thicken the gravy when it comes to the shrimp and grits. I have a tablespoon of my Cajun seasoning, which I can bind a few. You can use your own. Some people like to use Tony Chachere's, Lowry's. I use a blend of Tony Chachere's, paprika, salt and pepper, Sazon, some complete seasoning to make my own. But again, some of these flavors you may not be familiar with. You can always use your own flavor combination. When I really first started doing it, I would just use Tony Chachere's, which is great as well. So I have a tablespoon of that, which I'm gonna use half on the shrimp, and I'm gonna use half in the actual gravy for the shrimp and grits. And I'm gonna use a cap full of shrimp and crab boil, just add to the shrimp because I like that flavor. So let's get it going. So first I'm gonna start off with the grits. I got some old-fashioned grits. A lot of my friends on Facebook and family back home been saying that I need to try using old-fashioned grits instead of quick grits. So I do want to give that some time to get cooked through and make it all creamy. Also in the back end, I have a pot of hot water. Just in case it's too thick, I can always use the hot water to incorporate. Helps it combine with the grits a lot quicker. So I'm gonna turn that down since it's whistling now. So first I'm gonna start off with a cup of chicken stock. And get that rolling. I also like to add a little butter at the beginning. I'm gonna rinse that off my fork. It just, to me, makes it a little creamier. So I have about a tablespoon of butter in there. Get it rolling. And then since it's just me eating this morning, I have 1/4 cup of old-fashioned grits. While that's getting going, I am going to start my big pot here. Put it on a medium heat. Don't need it going too fast. So I can start browning up my bacon, crisping it up, and getting those that bacon fat, because that's going to be the base of my shrimp and grits. I also want to add just a little handful of salt. You don't want to have bland food. Probably like a teaspoon of salt. And get them grits on, stir it up. And what I'm gonna do is, once I get this started, since I'm gonna let it, it's gonna take about 30 minutes, 45 minutes to get them good and creamy. I'm gonna transfer them to the back eye because I'm gonna use this front eye a little later on. So now that I got that going on a good boil, I'm gonna cover it up. And I'm gonna put it on the back eye on a low heat. occasionally stirring it up. Now I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the bottom. I don't want the bacon sticking as soon as it gets in there. So to make sure the bottom of my pan hot, and it's just me. Get a little bit of sizzle splash, a little water on there, nothing too crazy. I'm gonna add my bacon in there. I'm gonna start getting it sauteed up. So I'm gonna get this all browned up and crispy and get all that fat rendered up out of there. And you can use any type of bacon you want. I like Smithfield bacon. But again, whatever your preference is. I mean, even if you're trying to even go a little healthier, you want to do a little turkey bacon, you can do that as well. You're gonna need a little assistance, with some other fats in there, some oil. And if you're keto, maybe even a little butter. Just kind of help that get some of that fat rendered out, because a lot of that turkey bacon won't have as much fat as you have in pork bacon. As you can see, the bacon's getting crispy. You see all that fat is rendered out? Man, that's gonna be so much flavor for these shrimp and grits. Can't wait to taste these. So as you can see, the bacon done got crispy. Now I'm gonna take this out and set it to the side to the end. I'm gonna use this at the end once I start plating as a crispy topping, because you always want that saltiness going over the creamy grits and the gravy. So now that I got the bacon out, turn the heat down a little bit. I do want to add a little butter to this as well before I add my vegetables. So right now I'm going to add the onion. So about a half an onion and a half of green bell pepper. Then I'm adding in the orange and red bell pepper. So sweeter than a little color as well. I'm going to add garlic here in a few. I don't want to add it right now. So I'm going to add a little bit of my seasoning. Just a little bit, because I still have some I want to add to the shrimp as well. So you want to saute these so they become soft. So saute for about a good 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes on a low heat. Don't let them drop out of the pot though. So get that all sauteed and all soft. About a good 10-15 minutes or until you like it. You may like it a little bit more crunchy. I like mine a little more soft. And while those are sauteing, we're going to check the grits. And they're working fine. Just be patient with them. Don't rush the grits. Don't rush the grits at all. So I've been sauteing here for about a good 7 minutes now. Now I'm going to add a little chopped garlic. Give me a little spoon, rinse it off. And I'm not going to, probably half a teaspoon. that all combined. Again, I got it on a medium-low heat. Got the bacon fat and the butter. And these vegetables all combined. Man, if y'all can smell this kitchen right now. I would go open my windows at the house, but they got some people building and I don't need them at my back window begging. Because they can probably even smell it through the windows. So we got about another 7 minutes to saute. So while I'm finishing up sauteing these, I want to go ahead and get my other iron here and my cast iron. I want to go ahead and season up the shrimp. So I'm going to just take a little capful. And even it's like a half a cupful of the crab boil, just for flavor. Half a cupful will go a long ways. And then I'm going to use the other half of my seasoning. That all combined. A little bit more. I'm going to wash these hands up real quick. So right now, let my cast iron get a lot hot. I want to do a quick sear on the shrimp here in a second. But what I want to do now is I'm going to move the vegetables to the side real quick. Because now I'm going to add about a tablespoon of flour and kind of make a little roux, a little blonde roux for the gravy. You know, you want to get that all cooked down. You don't want everything tasting like flour. You know, so you're going to take some of the butter and bacon fat. So I'm going to get that all combined and cook the flour out of it. I'm going to take a little tad bit of oil, just a little bit, nothing too crazy. Matter of fact, I had a little piece of butter left. You don't have to use it. I just decided to use it because I had a little piece left. So now I can combine everything and let that cook down for a minute. So again, that you cook the flour out. Now I'm gonna get a quick little sear on the shrimp. Add a little olive oil to the pan. I'll turn this down a little bit. I combined in my other pot the flour. Quick little sear. Then I'm gonna let them finish cooking in the sauce. Some nice size shrimp too. Get all my seafood from Tony's on Plank Road, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Also about to check on the grits. And grits rocking. So now what I'm going to do is, I have it on a low heat. In this pot, I have some shrimp stock that I made. So the shrimp stock, I used bell pepper, onion, garlic, just a rough chop. I took the shrimp heads, the skin from the shrimp, a little shell from the shrimp, and I boiled it down, brought it to a boil, and then I let it simmer for 1 hour. So I'm going to take this to help make my gravy. Let's give it a time. You see it's going to thicken up. Again, the shrimp only have to cook a couple of minutes. You know, just get a nice little sear on the outside before I add it to the pot. So I flip them, wait about another minute. Now as you can see, everything is coming together. So I'll add a little bit more later of the shrimp stock. And then after the shrimp stock, I'm just going to freeze it. You can use it for later on for anything else, like if I'm doing a gumbo, if I'm doing a shrimp etouffee, anything of that nature. I can use that stock for a lot of different things. If you don't have seafood stock, you can use water, or you can use chicken stock as well. And I just made some since I had the shrimp heads on deck. So now I'm going to remove the shrimp. Again, you don't want to overcook them. Got a nice little sear on them. So let me get rid of this pot. I'm going to pull my grits back up. So what we also want to do is see if we need to add more seasoning. Definitely don't want it over seasoned. Won't do it over the pot. Got a little bit more Cajun seasoning. Now I don't want to overdo it. So now I want to give my grits a little attention. A little bit smoother, so I'm add a little bit of that hot water I had boiling, not a whole lot. So now for my grits, I like to add a little Parmesan. All I have right now is the grated one, but I also use some of the shredded kind as well. But I've been using this for the last couple years. And remember, it's gonna be a little salty as well. And then I like to add a handful or two of cheddar cheese. Again, you can use any cheese you want. Some people use Gouda. Some people use Monterey Jack. I like the Parmesan and cheddar combination. That's just me. But again, you can use any kind you like. Get out of stir. Yeah, them grits creamy. Watch yourself, because I got pot handles everywhere. Need a burn if it hits me. So now I'm going to take one more taste. Let me get a new spoon. Rinse that off. Tad bit and I'm good. Now I'm going to add my shrimp in. Just combine a little bit. Now remember, the shrimp didn't take long to cook at all, so they're pretty much ready to go. So get them coated a little bit. Again, you don't have to put them in the gravy. I like it in the gravy. You can have the gravy ready to go, top your grits, and have your presentation for your shrimp on top. But as you can see, we're wrapping it up. Grits are good. You got your shrimp combined with your gravy. Again, the gravy is made with, first I ran off some bacon fat, added a little butter. Once I removed the bacon, sauteed the vegetables, the bell pepper, the onion, the celery, and the garlic. Made a little roux with a tablespoon of flour. Combine that with the homemade shrimp stock. Again, you can use water or you can use chicken stock as well. But pretty much it's all come together. And now we get ready to plate it. And there you have it. A nice bowl of shrimp and grits. If you want to make it even a little faster, you can always do the 5-minute grits. But after Tora Cohen and Taisha, aka Sunshine, got on to me, I had to switch it up and try that old fashioned. Also, Tora, thank you for the recommendation on the chicken stock or the chicken broth when making my grits. I do appreciate that. So thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night.